noticed that, when I was given the instruction from my personal trainer that, this is the form you should have. And I noticed halfway through the second set that it was completely getting out of whack. And so the old me would have pushed through that and injured myself. And I'm not sure if you've ever pushed yourself to exhaustion and then pushed yourself into pain, trying to grind it out. But that's how the old me would have behaved. But my trainer has the good sense to say, hey, if you're starting to lose form and it starts to get sloppy, just stop and take a rest, right? It's not worth long-term injury or long-term hurt to yourself if you can't be consistent and show up every day because you're injured, right? Which is wise and good, and this is why we have coaches, is to help keep us from doing stupid things like injuring ourselves while we're working out. And, it got me thinking, where else am I pushing myself out of form and into pain in my life, right? Where do I need to rest and recover so I don't injure myself, I don't hurt my long-term success, my long-term progress, my goals, my dreams? Is it in my relationships? Am I just kind of going through the motions there? Am I trying to do things that aren't actively growing it, but not pushing so hard that I'm hurting the relationships? Maybe in my business, is there a project that I've been hanging on to for so long that I'm just trying to push through it to make sure it gets out, to make sure it gets done, where I really need to step back and be like, hey man, you're out of form. Your thinking here isn't right. Your idea on the market isn't right. Or something like that. Like, how about you? Is there any area in your life where you're exhausted and you keep pushing and maybe you're hurting your future progress? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of make it an open discussion. So if you have any questions, you could always direct message me or reply or comment on the video wherever you see this, Instagram or YouTube and Facebook. And, or you could also go to SeanButler.com/ask or check the link in my bio to ask a question on Instagram, which is the show I do live tomorrow. So if you have some questions, submit those in there and I'll either answer them, just free form, or we can get on Instagram and I can coach you for a quick minute. But when we get out of form, it's so important to rest. It's so important to know our limits so we can push them, but also so we don't break them, right? Because if you're broken and you're injured, or you're it feels like maybe your job just sucks. You hate your job because you're stressed out, you're tired, and so many people who are essential workers are definitely feeling that right now. I have some clients, and my wife works in grade schools, and so there's a lot of stress there, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of am I going to get sick because they're live here, and there's a lot of stress about that. There's a lot of there's so much, right? So what do you got to do, right? It's one thing to realize that you're at your limits, but it's another thing to have habits every day that rejuvenate you, right? It could be a quick meditation that you do before lunch or after lunch. It could be the 20-minute walk outside where you're getting some sun, even if it's cold, even if it's rainy, even if the conditions are frigid or super hot. Getting out in the sun can help rejuvenate. It's, the stuff that we talk about in high performance, and I'm constantly helping my clients get discipline with, which is, are you sleeping enough? Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? Are you getting enough nutrition? That kind of stuff. Just keeping that stuff in focused and consistent in your day can make a huge difference in one, keeping you from reaching that breaking point and pushing, and then having those little mini rests built in the day can actually prevent you from pushing too much. Because sometimes too, you're focused on something. I'm not sure if you're like this, but you get so focused on something, you're going for it, and you look up and it's been 6 hours and you're like, man, why does my back hurt? Why do my eyes hurt? Why am I so tired? It's because you weren't moving around. You're just in front of your computer, at least in my case. So my request for you, my challenge for you is, how can you build in more rest during your day? Whether you're at this point of your form getting sloppy or you're crushing it, right? Maybe you have high energy and you're not quite there yet, right? So in both cases, you can do stuff that or these habits, these daily rejuvenating things, if it's singing, if it's playing music, whatever it is for you, right? And again, like sleep, water, exercise, nutrition are the easy ones that we talk about in high performance all the time. It's the basic building blocks everyone should do. If you want to get advanced, go out for a walk every day. Do some meditation. Do some breathing, deep breathing. 10 deep breaths in and out through your nose can make a difference. But wherever you're at, have habits that are built-in rests during the day, that are giving you energy, helping you relax and rejuvenate, even if you don't think you need it, because it will launch you even further into success and launch you even further into the progress that you want in your life. So that said, folks, I'm Sean Butner, certified high performance coach, your coach, and go out there, live with more joy, find more personal growth, and have a greater impact in your community today.